Well, you're in the right place if you want the latest on all the market information. John Jenkinson here with you. Right now, the corn market is on the lower side by anywhere from 1 3/4 to 2 3/4 cents. May corn down 2 1/2 at $3.69. December's down 1 1/4 at $3.93 1/2. Soybean market is also lower here today as well, and down 2 3/4 on the May, down 2 at 9.37 on the new crop November. Chicago wheat is on the lower side as well, except for March, which is kind of turned around here just a little bit. But the July is down 1 1/4 at 4.62 1/4. Kansas City July wheat down 1 penny. It's at 4.45. It is 1 3/4 cents off of the low. July Minneapolis wheat up 2 3/4 at 5.64 3/4. Cotton market here today is on the higher side also. May up 64. And December up 18, and that's about where we've been trading at. And here with us right now is Todd Horwitz. He's with Bubba Trading, and he joins us now to talk about these markets. First of all, Todd, you made some comments earlier in some of your writings I was looking at earlier that this market, it just kind of went up, got close to some highs, then pulled back just a little bit. Now we're just kind of hovering along here. What's your thoughts?
Well, I think we're really, first of all, the volume is so light, it's very hard to get really upset or really excited with what's going on right now. The action is very low. Once again, equities are ripping higher. That's taking away some of the money that might be coming in. But when it all comes down to it, we're right at support in corn. We're right at support at soybeans. And wheat actually was up a little more higher this morning, but was really right at resistance. So I would expect to see these markets churn a little bit around here. I still think they're going to probably pop to the upside, but I don't think it's going to be easy. It's not like they're going to just go straight up and say, okay, well, everybody's going to be happy now. I think it's going to take some work here. But the overall patterns look pretty solid, and I think that as we get into the season and as things start to go on, and then we start to look at some of the other effects, you got to remember, they've priced in about as much bad news in these markets as they can, and here's where we are, still well off the all-time lows. So I think we're in decent shape. So
at this point then, Todd, is this grain market subject to just money flow as it is?
I think it's money flow. But again, don't forget, Joe, we haven't had a weather event. We haven't had an event to create any nervousness in these markets. So you've got the hedge funds, okay, that are involved in these markets too, which usually also helps signify that a bottom is in these markets. You know, you've got hedge funds which have nothing to do with the grain markets as normal, and they're punishing them and pushing as much weight as they can on them as well. You take that into combination with light volume, and it's easy to kind of keep them down, but yet they really haven't been able to keep them really down. You know, every time they pushed them out a little bit, they've kind of bounced up a little bit. We're just kind of hovering around that 370 in May corn.
I've got just a little bit of time here left, Todd, but I do want to get your thoughts on the Fed meeting tomorrow.
It'll be more of the usual. I think the real key here, and I think the secret will be, the sneaky thing might happen. I think the street is expecting that they may even talk about cutting rates. If that doesn't come up in their conversation, I think that could cause some heartburn for the equity markets. But again, I would expect it to be a very non-eventful market meeting. It's going to be what they've said. We're dovish. We're going to keep printing free money, and that's really the bottom line.
That's kind of interesting compared to what some of the word was when they first came out at the beginning of the year, too. When you compare all of that, that Fed meeting will be taking place tomorrow. Todd Horwitz, Bubba Trading, here with us. Todd, great to visit with you. Have a great afternoon. We'll talk to you again very soon. And we're going to talk to you about the livestock markets next. So stay with us here on the Marketing Report.